I kind of had to like pull my vocal cords back because my voice is really raspy right now. So
I like the rasp.
I like the rasp too.
It's nice.
You know that Max and I used to go and scream into the cemetery because we liked having raspy voices, and we would like try to make ourselves raspy.
This is actually just a Bagel Bite of confessions today.
Stupid things we did as children.
That's
we would
really
just
funny.
go into like the very back of the cemetery near the woods.
No wonder
and we
why
would
people think that place is
scream
haunted.
and scream and scream.
Children are just screaming back. Don't go in the back. That's where the ghosts are.
Yeah,
it's just you.
It was us. Just trying to get hoarse voices. But yeah, I kind of like having the hoarse voice.
Mm-hmm.
They said that we'd grow out of it. Well, the joke's on them, that's just our brains. We're eccentric, loud, and stubborn. And most of our clothing is covered in stains. It's not a deficit of attention. There's just too much to think about. So if executive dysfunction becomes a little too much, if you forgot why you came in this room, or you're hypersensitive to touch, then put on your seamless socks and come join our little flock. Bitches stimming together, we're weirds of a feather. Weirds of a feather.
Alone in the world with a little trash man. Okay, we're recording. Stop doing that weird off rhythm
clapping. You gotta
clapping.
really warn me when you hit that record button.
I think it's funnier when I don't.
I'm just making sounds and they don't sound good.
I think it's good to give people a little snapshot into what it's like being friends with you. You know? It's a fun little treat.
Earplugs are helpful.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of just let her do her own thing and she'll just kind of clap
just
herself
entertain myself
until she falls asleep. Yeah.
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 Like,
Right.
do you ever think, here's a question. Do you ever think you do well in like
An asylum?
Isolation? Like, you know how they like, that's technically like a form of torture.
Yeah.
But do you ever think like, maybe that'd be nice?
I think I could use a little like isolation by myself to like force myself to be alone in a quiet room.
Yeah.
I think I would go mad very quickly though. I think if I were like on an island, castaway style, I could have some fun building forts, playing with nature, playing in streams, you swim.
Yeah.
I think being in a room is bad. I think I could maybe handle it better on an island.
Yeah. I guess here's my question. Do I have a comfy bed and do I have a window?
Yeah, true. No, you don't.
I have neither?
No.
I wouldn't do well.
If you're in prison, no.
Probably wouldn't do well.
Yeah.
I think I would last longer than you.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why?
I just think I can entertain myself very easily.
True.
I could just
I
stare
can
at the wall for a very long time and dissociate.
You're better at dissociating than I am. So I think you have been like working on your talents and you got skills for it.
Yeah.
I agree. I do think you do better than me.
Yeah. I think the people on the cameras would be like, is she just staring at the wall 23 hours a day? And yeah, I could for a good solid 2 weeks. And then
you could freak them out. And that's fun. You know, you stand in the corner, Blair Witch style, staring
and they'll
at the
be
wall.
like, we got to check on her. And that's when I attack them.
Yeah.
That's
You're
how I
like
escape.
hiding a shiv.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah. No, I think I would lose my mind like pretty fast.
Yeah.
I like to be alone, but I need to have stuff to do.
Mm-hmm.
I think if I had a craft, I could be alone
like
for
a little crochet craft.
months. I could survive by myself.
Nice couple of puzzles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was that woman who was doing an experiment to see, I don't even know what it was, but she essentially like climbed into a little cave and spent like a year alone in this little cave as some kind of experiment. She was surprised when the time was over. She was like, wow, that flew by. She's my hero and probably autistic.
Nice. Yeah.
I think she had like books down there and I don't know, puzzles or whatever.
Also, wouldn't it be nice? Like you got no bills. You just go down to a cave for a year.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I could spend a year alone in a cave, I think, if I had activities and entertainment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I had a comfy bed.
Yeah.
Oh, TV.
Yeah.
Comfy bed and a craft.
Yeah. And enough room to like
window.
Wiggle around.
Yeah.
Well, you're in the cave, you don't have a window. But like tropical island, truly, if I had crafting out there, leave me.
Yeah. I do better with the sun.
You do.
Do.
Like that autistic man who was stranded on the island and then he was rescued and he was like, could you guys give me a little bit more time? I wish you hadn't rescued me so fast. He was like having a great time out there by himself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome
Yeah.
to Weirds of a Feather, an ADHD-adjacent, AuDHD and ADHD-adjacent podcast. I'm your host, Kristen Stanhope.
And I'm your host, Grace Bray.
We're off topic today.
Well, the whole thing
name
is
of the
off
game.
topic because there is no topic.
There is no topic.
This is a bagel bite.
It's a bagel bite. Get your mouths prepared.
Get them ready.
Whatever that may mean to you.
Yeah. Interpret that however
As
you want.
would.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I was going to ask you a warrant question, but I feel like you just did. But I was just
Yeah.
going to ask you if you ever did spitballs in class as a child.
No, because I think that's disgusting and gross.
I knew Ian and I were talking about it. I was like, I bet Kristen's never shot a single spitball in her
Absolutely
entire
not.
life.
First of all, what you have to get a straw?
Mhm.
I don't have a straw on me.
You're in elementary school. You don't have a straw?
No.
You save up your straws, put them in your desk.
No, I'm not saving my garbage. Also,
Take straws.
you know what used to make me almost vomit intermittently is
What?
you and Haley saving your goddamn clementine slices.
What do you mean?
Remember in elementary school, you and Haley would save your clementine slices
In
until
our desk?
Yes.
So they got rock hard?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then you would draw faces on them.
Yeah. Isn't that fun?
I would go to the bathroom and gag because I thought that was
Why?
so disgusting.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because it's like rotten food.
But it doesn't rot. It doesn't rot. It just like hardens up.
It
becomes like a little-
I cannot.
little disc.
The garbage. I couldn't.
Haley and I think, tied for messiest desk in 3rd grade.
Yeah. I would gag to weird things.
Yeah. You're strange. And then other stuff you're like being totally disgusting about and you're totally fine.
Yeah.
And I'm the one gagging.
Yeah. Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, the
No spitballs?
clementines really grossed me out.
Okay. So spitballs are like out of the question.
Absolutely not. That foul.
Ian brought them up. We were watching something about kids and he was like, you remember doing spitballs? And I had totally forgotten. But yes, I do remember doing spitballs in Mr. Serio's class specifically. And you shoot them like at the ceiling to get them to stick or you shoot them like on the wall. Ian said he had Mrs. Bernetti.
Oh,
and like
I love Mrs.
while she was
Bernetti.
writing at the board, they would like try to shoot him like at the board next to her. And she would
That's
turn around and get really
funny.
mad.
Yeah, she would get real mad.
Yeah.
I remember when I had braces, taking my elastics out and flinging them at like people I don't like.
Okay, that's not that much better than a spitball.
No, but I felt justified because I didn't like those people.
That's how I felt about the
Can you
spitballs.
bleep out a name?
Yeah.
Number 1 victim.
Yeah. Good. Get her. She sucks. She was my bully.
I know. I
Hate
was
her.
just like kind of. It was really hard because they were really little. But
Mm.
if you got them enough, without, and then like 90% of the time, I just end up getting my fingers, which really sucks. But
That 10%, man, you were
and they're
flying.
like, "How come your elastics are never in?" I'm like, "Oh, I keep losing them."
Weird. Okay, so you were doing little mischief.
Every
You just
once
weren't
in a
doing
while.
spitballs.
I wasn't very good at it. No,
Yeah.
not spitballs. That's like an act of
Yeah.
defiance.
Yeah, so fun. Like getting them to stick to the ceiling.
No.
And they're not really like that spitty, you know?
Can I tell you, this would have been a good pizza secret, what my brother did in 7th grade? 'Cause he was mad.
Please.
He got the lunch, which was fish. I think he was mad about having fish for lunch. And got a Powerade water bottle, drank it, put the fish in the water bottle, poked holes, and then hid it behind a radiator, and then left for Christmas break.
Oh, that is kind of a prank on himself if he's
Yeah.
doing that in his classroom.
Yeah. I think they came back and it was pretty foul.
What a little
I think
shit.
I know. He is such a shit.
He is. More than me.
I know.
In some ways. That is a shitty little thing.
That was a shitty thing.
Yeah.
I think it was him and his, I don't think it was
Nick.
just him. I think it was him and his one of his friends.
I do remember him and his friends standing by the hidden ice around the
Oh, yeah,
corner
black
and
ice.
waiting for us to slip and fall so we could laugh at
And
us
then
with
they
his friends.
cover it with snow.
Yes.
So it was like, oh my gosh. So my brother, who's such a piece of shit, there was this corner where everybody would round this corner and it always had black ice on it. So him and his friends would stand like 10 feet away and people would come, they'd fall, they'd get up, they'd move on. And in between, they would come and they'd cover it with just the right amount of snow so it
Yep.
didn't look like ice. And then they would go and then they'd wait for their next victim.
Mhm. And he let it happen to us.
Mean boy. Yes,
Yes.
he was excited that we fell.
Yes,
he was really
like, oh,
happy about
great.
it.
Some kind of fucking big brother. Whenever I felt envious of like, I wish I had a big brother, I would just think of Nick. I'm like, no, I don't.
Yeah.
It's not like
we
in the
also
movies.
used to like torture him. Remember just shouting his name in the hallway?
Well, probably because he started it first, so he deserved to be embarrassed.
And he's like, I don't know you. I go, we're related.
Yeah, I would always
We're
try to
the
embarrass
worst.
him whenever I saw him with his friends. That's what he deserves.
Yeah, he does deserve that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're not here to talk about your shitty brother. We're
No.
here to talk about other shitty people.
Other shitty people.
Like Neil Degrasse Tyson.
Ugh,
But
I'm
first,
upset by that.
well, get ready to hopefully hate him.
I'm
and
upset by the topic.
I'm not upset because this man deserves to be taken down, and I'm happy and I'm the one who gets to do it. But first, let's do those little plishes.
All right.
Little plishes. All right,
Ooh, I'm real
Kristen.
high.
You did?
You did.
Oh, I kind of had to like pull my vocal cords back because my voice is really raspy right now. So
I like the rasp.
I like the rasp too.
It's nice.
You know that Max and I used to go and scream into the cemetery because we liked having raspy voices, and we would like try to make ourselves raspy.
This is actually just a bagel bite of confessions today.
Stupid things we did as children.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
we would
really
just
funny.
go into like the very back of the cemetery near the woods.
No wonder
and we would
why
just
people think that place
scream
is haunted.
and scream and scream.
Children are just screaming back. Don't go in the back. That's where the ghosts are.
Yeah,
it's just you.
It was us. Just trying to get hoarse voices. But yeah, I kind of like having the hoarse voice.
Mm-hmm.
But Kristen,
You're.
what did you accomplish? What's your little plish?
I called the oil company today before running out of oil.
Yeah, you did.
I'm not in danger of running out of oil. I did it in like a timely manner.
All right.
So
What do you got left?
I got a quarter tank.
That's the
when
perfect time
I
to do it.
Just like my gas tank, a quarter tank. That's when it's time to refill.
Ideally, yes.
Quarter tank. I get to the point. I feel like I can sense my oil tank and I are bonded, and I can sense when it's getting to a quarter tank because I start having these dreams about losing oil and not having heat.
Wow.
And then so the other day I had like these weird dreams about being cold and running out of oil, and I was like, can you check to see if we're due? And Christopher checked because I don't like to go in that room. And yeah, we were at a quarter tank. I was like, great.
You're like a really low stake psychic.
Yeah.
Where it's like things that you could have just checked
and it's
anyways.
probably just like the amount of I just like remember that we have an oil tank.
But still,
Yeah.
I never have those dreams. I don't even think about it. Ian's like, I got the oil filled up. I'm like, great.
Wouldn't that be nice? I am the Ian of this
Yeah.
relationship. Yeah.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to have it, Ian.
Yeah. I am the Ian.
Yeah.
So
that
I do
sucks
the oil.
when you're the Ian. Yeah.
Yeah.
I do other things though. I do the groceries and he has no idea. So
Christopher does the cooking, so I don't burn the house down.
good. We all have our roles. You know, it's good to have your
Yeah.
roles.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Proud of you.
Yeah. What's your please?
Oh, I created an entertainment menu for myself.
Oh.
I've been meaning to do this
Look at this.
because I always fall into the trap. Lately, it's been so bad. I think because TikTok is about to go away,
Yeah.
that I'm like, I got to go on it as much as I can while I have it.
Yeah. What's our plan for that?
I don't know.
I know Jamie asked on Facebook, like, what
know.
is everybody doing?
I'm
I
just
feel like
pretending it's not going to happen.
Yeah, I'm kind of in denial. / like, I don't really understand how they're going to do that.
I don't either. For me, it's kind of like the millennium.
Also, can I say one thing?
Yeah.
Stop pulling out your hair.
I can't.
Trichotillomania.
I know. I think I'm like starting
Yeah.
to fall into that.
Where's your...
It's because my hair being like tucked perfectly behind my ears. I need it to be tucked like exactly right. And especially with my glasses now that I have to wear glasses.
Some bobby pins.
And then I put a hat on and it's like all my hair's
Where is your fidget toys?
I'm going to keep doing it. So just let me do it,
Okay.
please. Because I like it.
You're going to get a bald spot. I've been there.
That's fine.
Okay.
I need to cut my hair anyways. Maybe I'll
Great.
shave my head.
Ooh.
Yeah, I don't know what the plan is for TikTok. I think for me, it's kind of like the millennium where I'm just like pretending it's not going to happen because I'm hoping someone's going to like
You
fix
think it's
it
going to be
the
like
last
Y2K?
minute.
It's going to be a big thing and then nothing's going to happen.
Well, I think it is, in my mind, it's going to be like Y2K because Y2K was legitimate. It wasn't like, oh, nothing happened. People worked really, really hard to make sure it didn't happen.
Oh.
Like, that's why it seems so silly of like, oh, we made this big deal out of nothing. No, it's because a bunch of computer engineers worked like the whole year to make sure everything didn't crash.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I'll do an info dump on
Yeah,
Y2K because
I'd
I feel
love
like
to know.
no one knows that. And everyone's like,
No.
that was so silly while we were all worked up. Meanwhile, you probably have these
Yeah.
people that are like, fuck you. I saved the world. And everyone's like, it wasn't that silly that we cared
who
about
was
that.
super unfazed? Marty.
Yeah.
He's like, I was here before computers will be fine. I was like, not anymore.
Just because you don't understand what's happening, Marty, doesn't mean you'll be fine. Like, I think people just didn't understand the severity of what would have happened if they hadn't fixed it. So
Oh, yeah.
I'll cover in the future.
Sure.
But for me, TikTok is kind of like that, where I'm just hoping some unnamed hero
Figures it out.
Isn't there also a way to like
Yeah, you
use a
just
different
set your
VPN to
settings
Canada?
to Canada.
Yeah.
We're so close to Canada anyway.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
similar.
consider us.
I don't know.
Honorary citizens.
I think it's a silly. It's like so silly to me. They're like, we're banning TikTok because it's bad.
It's bullshit. What happened to free speech?
Yeah,
it's just
doesn't matter when it's, when the corporations are involved. We don't get that anymore.
Facebook takes and sells all of our information. They try to act like it's privacy and we care about like not letting China have all of our information, but then America has all of our information and they sell it to advertising companies constantly and no one cares. So it's literally just because the US doesn't actually want to get rid of TikTok. They want to force TikTok into selling it to a US company.
Yeah.
So then they can own all the data.
Right. They're upset that it's not an American company.
Yes, they're not upset.
And I think
that it exists.
this facade is so it's so silly to me that they think that they can oh yeah, we're going to tell the American people because China's got our data. Like everybody knows it's just because the American companies want that data.
Exactly.
You're not fooling anybody. And I think it's silly to think that you would fool someone with that silly claim.
I'm sure they're fooling some people. But I also think it's because we have a lot of revolutionary conversations on there and it's a place to get direct sources of news that aren't through the mainstream media corporation. So they can't control what we're seeing and they can't profit off of people making money through TikTok. It's going to be terrible for the economy.
Oh, yeah.
So many people make their livings on TikTok.
Switch to Instagram Reels.
Kill me. And that's the thing. I don't want to just switch over to Instagram because that's what Mark Zuckerberg wants. And I'll be damned if I give him what he wants.
Let's be honest. We as WOF are on Instagram and not really that much TikTok.
Yeah, but that's just because it's easier and not because I think it's a superior platform. It's just easier and we haven't made the switch to video content. Which we should.
We're getting there.
We will. One day
happening.
we will be brave enough.
Yeah.
We're close.
But
anyways, entertainment menu. God, we got off topic.
Man, we are wow.
Yeah, wowzer. And we just started. But I am trying to get myself to not be on TikTok constantly. And so I want to make myself an entertainment menu so I could have easy to turn to things that I could listen to instead, like books and podcasts. I discovered in the iPhone, in the Notes app, if you save a podcast, you can go into Spotify and do save link or whatever, copy link, you can copy it over to your notes and it'll save it as this cute little graphic. I'll show you. It's a little visual tab where it shows you the podcast logo and it shows you the title and it just makes it look nice. It's a little clickable
and you click on those and it goes right to the podcast?
Yep, it opens it right up in Spotify. So I can save
Can't you make a playlist on Spotify?
You can, but I like having it in my notes because I like being able to see them all in one place. Because before I was I have all these podcasts saved in Spotify, but then I'm to go from, TikTok to listening to a podcast is already a hard switch. And then when I don't have them visually right in front of me, then I have to go through all my saved. And then I'm look, I don't know. I just feel it's easier to have them all in one place in this menu. It's really easy to open. And then I see all of them and you can save either the whole podcast or you can just save a specific episode. So then I'm excited about the episodes that I've saved. And I just really like having them all in one place. If you guys want to know what I'm talking about, just ask me and I can take a screen recording of what I'm talking about because it's kind of
or post it on Reels.
Oh yeah, I'll post it on Reel. Look out in 3 to 6 months on Reels.
Yep.
But and I'm just really proud of myself. And I've already used it a few times where I've clicked on it and I feel making the menu too got me really excited about podcast episodes that I'd forgotten about. So overall, it's just nice to have and I'm using it. So proud of myself.
Well, that's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Enough chit chat.
Okay.
Let's get into not really the meat because it's a bagel bite, but the schmorg.
It's a schmorg. It's a follow-up to a comment, and I'm upset.
Yeah. So Kristen, I think, was praising Neil deGrasse Tyson in an episode.
We're talking about the moon.
Oh, the moon.
The moon landing.
You made some comment about Neil deGrasse Tyson. I said, I think he's a bad guy, but don't quote me on that. I'm going to look into it and come with some cold, hard facts. I got those cold, hard facts.
Oh, no.
He is a bad guy. Get him out of here.
No, no one is safe anymore.
Well, stop putting your faith in men. I'm sorry, but how many famous men, women too, but men especially, how many famous men have broken your heart, Happens time and time again. So I've just stopped putting my faith in anyone famous, honestly. Because I'm like,
true. Yeah.
Tom Hanks, oh my God, what's he hiding? I feel like 10 years ago, I was like, oh, he's such a good guy. But now it's to the point where like, I've never heard anything bad about you. Chet Hanks is super fucked up. What'd you do to him? What are you hiding?
Hanks? His son?
His son.
Oh.
Bombastic. His son, he's like got a like pseudo Jamaican accent.
What?
Yeah. You've never heard of Chet Hanks? Oh my God, Kristen.
No.
You've never heard of Chet Hanks?
Sorry, no.
Bombastic. He, Z-Way had him on her show. Fantastic. He's just like a joke of a person, but he like clearly is very fucked up. I'm wondering like, what's going on? What happened to
when
him?
You grow up with like that much money and your dad's so famous, like there's going to be some sort of weird trauma that you're not like able to process.
Yes.
But like think about it, like he was born when Tom Hanks was probably, I mean, I feel like Tom Hanks is still like at the height of his fame. I feel like child stars shouldn't exist.
Agreed. They're all fucked up. I feel bad for all of them.
They're all fucked up. People whose parents are super duper famous.
Yeah.
And you grow up with like an insane amount of fame and wealth.
You're going to be a shitty person.
You're going to be fucked up and shitty. You're just not going to understand like reality.
Yes.
You know?
Yeah.
I don't think you have a concept of reality. And how could you? You know? I think even, let's say, you know, if said famous person is like the best parent, you're still going to have this like skewed, unless you send them away.
But even then, they're either being sent away to be with other rich kids.
Yeah.
Or what, they're cosplaying poverty.
Right. There's no way to like, I just don't think that you are going to be able to like grow up with empathy. And maybe you'll have like a little bit of it, but not nearly as much as you should. And I just don't think you'll be a normal person.
No, I don't think it's possible to be like fully a normal person, which is fine.
Stop bringing people into the world if you're super duper rich.
Yeah. I say like, why even have kids? I don't know. If you're not going to be with them. Like I think Chet was mainly raised by a nanny from like Barbados. And so he's kind of like developed this.
That's probably why he's the accent.
Inappropriate accent that he like is like imitating black people. And like
that's upsetting.
He's
he's
a bad white guy, but also he's like such a bad white guy. He's not like not that I know of.
He's a bad white guy with a backstory.
I don't think he's done like horribly violent stuff. I just think he's like that of like racially and culturally insensitive.
Yeah, but if he grew up like that, then he probably didn't know any better.
He's putting it on. It's not his real accent. He's doing it to be funny. But like he's so much of a joke that I think it's come back around where you can kind of like him ironically. I mean, the fact that Z-Way had him on his show, like even she thinks he's funny. Who's Z-Way? Come on, man. I don't have time. I'll show you after.
All right. Sorry.
She's an incredible black woman who has like a pretty satirical interview show where she interviews celebrities, but she's like kind of like mean and rude to them.
Oh, like Between Two Ferns?
Kind of like, I'm not going to say the female version because it's totally different. What she does is like different, but it's a similar thing where it's kind of a stage situation where she's being super like rude and mean to these people.
Okay.
But they're like in on it. But yeah, I'll show you after.
Okay.
She's amazing. If you've never heard of Z-Way, go check her out. Start with her Chet Hanks interview because she never breaks character. One of the only times I've ever seen her break character is with Chet Hanks because like he's just such a joke, but like he is charming in this weird way where you can't help but smile, even though you know.
White boy charm.
Yes,
God
he
damn
does have that white boy charm. Anyways, where were we? Back to Neil deGrasse Tyson. I can't keep talking about Chet Hanks as much as I wish I could.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is it Neil deGrasse Tyson?
I think it's deGrasse.
deGrasse.
Yeah.
deGrasse?
It doesn't matter because he sucks.
Okay.
So screw you, Neil. All right. I'm going to break all your hearts, but this will teach you not to idolize celebrities. So this is a lesson for all of you. Get ready.
I'm upset.
So from a Vice article titled Neil deGrasse Tyson, Please Shut the Fuck Up by Drew Schwartz in 2020.
Jesus. Aggressive.
That is one title. And then the other one that I'm going to read from a different Vice article from a different person from 2 years before is called Neil deGrasse Tyson and the Persistence of the Bad Male Apology. So it's not just this guy, Drew, who has vitriol for Neil deGrasse Tyson.
It sounds like Drew has it out for him.
No, because Neil. Marie also wrote an article about why his male apology is bad. So it's not just Drew, although Drew does have a very specific amount of vitriol for him.
I like it.
And I thought this article was great, so I'm going to read some quotes from it.
Sure.
So he starts with, Neil Degrasse Tyson, the internet's resident mansplaining science troll, has yet again graced the world with an idiotic take. So in this article,
this guy is like out for blood,
right? I pulled so many quotes just because I love how much he hates him.
He's a great writer,
right?
He's a writer with passion.
I aspire to be like Drew. I love how much he hates this man. So to start off the article, he's really just talking about a tweet that Neil deGrasse Tyson sent out about this movie Arrival, which I haven't seen. I don't really care. But apparently, according to Drew, Neil's attempting to like point out a plot hole in the movie that apparently was already answered by the movie.
Oh.
So he's like immediately annoyed by that.
Yeah.
Then he says, if this were the only time Tyson had flagrantly and publicly showed his ass on Twitter, I would leave him be. But no, we have been dealing with Neil deGrasse Tyson's stupid bullshit for too long now. It is past time we say enough is enough and forcefully, collectively call upon him to log off.
Jesus.
I really just wanted to share Drew's writing because it's
Drew,
incredible.
he's an incredible writer.
Right?
And God, and I'm surprised Vice, well, it's Vice.
It's Vice. This is exactly the type of stuff
they
publish.
were like, we love this. They're like, actually, what if you didn't hold back?
Yeah, just let him fly, Drew.
Yeah.
Tell us how much you hate this man. For years, we've had to suffer through his patronizing, infuriatingly nitpicky takes on A Marriage Story, the movie, Star Wars, Leap Days, the word awesome, Friday the 13th, whether sex hurts sometimes, mass shootings. He like gave all these examples, and I put the link for the article in the show notes if you want to read the whole article. But you put all these examples of shitty tweets from Neil deGrasse Tyson on all of those topics where he was just saying like dumb shit, you know, where he's just being like kind of edgelordy. Like the mass shooting one, I guess after one of our many mass shootings in...
hard to keep track.
I know. Apparently after the mass shootings in El Paso, Texas and Dayton, Ohio, Neil deGrasse Tyson sent out a tweet that said, in the past 48 hours, the USA horrifically lost 34 people to mass shootings. On average, across any 48 hours, we also lose 500 to medical errors, 300 to the flu, 250 to suicide,
gross.
200 to car accidents. Often our emotions respond more to spectacle than to data. As if we're going to like beep, boop, beep, like logic our way out of caring about mass.
It's not that bad.
Yeah. Like a lot of those things are things that kind of happen in life, like mass shooting. Anyway, I can't go down that road, but like to criticize people for caring about mass shootings feels crazy, you know? Like, why is that the thing you're criticizing? And about Friday the 13th, he's just like a buzzkill where he's trying to be like, actually. He said, if you do the full calculation, you will find that Friday the 13th is no less rare on the calendar than Thursday the 12th. Okay, and?
A kindergartner could have told you that.
Yeah. No one's saying it's like super rare, but like when it happens, it's something that feels a little special and scary and ominous.
That's like human culture.
Yes. Have some culture. And then the awesome tweet, they're just so stupid. He said, in my day, the word awesome was reserved for things like curing polio and walking on the moon, not for food or TV shows.
Oh my God.
Like, he's just a lame edgelord. He really is. He's trying to be like, just edgy.
Very dramatic.
Yes. So that was really like what started Drew off on being angry. But he says, to be sure, all of those tweets suck complete ass. But let's put them aside for a second. 3 women have credibly accused Tyson of sexual assault and harassment, including one who claims he drugged and raped her in the 1980s, right? Something he wrote off as a false memory.
This is like alternative facts.
Yes.
That's like a false.
Yeah. In his terrible, no good, very bad non-apology to his alleged victims. The accusations nearly cost him his shows on National Geographic and Fox until he was cleared by internal investigations and went back to work. The same thing happened at the American Museum of Natural History, where he was ultimately allowed to keep his job running the Hayden Planetarium. Is there no justice in this world? Will we continue to sit idly by while an alleged rapist ostentatiously looks down his nose at us, doing condescending, totally unprompted, objectively terrible tweets all day? Are we just going to let this man continue to be the fucking worst?
This guy's a fantastic writer.
No, the time to act is now. Let us all raise our voices once and for all and let Dr. Douche know exactly what he needs to do. Neil deGrasse Tyson, retire, bitch. And that was the end of the article. So, like, I'm obsessed with Drew.
Guy. Oh, my God. We got to have him on the show.
Right? I mean, I should look into what other articles he's written, because maybe he has other ones out there. They're like, education system. Fuck you, you know?
Yeah.
But
we'll do some research.
yeah, but based on this article,
That's
I'm a
really
big fan of
funny.
Drew,
I'm a big fan of Drew.
right?
He's got so much passion in his writing. If he could write about this with any topic, that would be fantastic.
Yeah, maybe he does. I don't know. Or maybe he just has it out for Neil deGrasse Tyson specifically.
Could you
Either way-
imagine if he was like, regularly wrote into like, I don't know, the Wall Street Journal or something. And then
Yeah.
he was like, wait a minute, I've got a piece, but it's not going to Wall Street. It's
Going to Vice.
It's going to Vice.
And they're like, please, yes.
Please, we love this.
Yeah, more swear words.
Mm-hmm.
And then from another Vice article, like I said, the Neil deGrasse Tyson and the Persistence of the Bad Male Apology by Marie Solis from 2018. And she goes further into his allegations of sexual misconduct. One that surfaced earlier in the week claiming that he'd made inappropriate advances to a female production assistant. Another that he groped a woman during a photo op nearly a decade ago. And a third that had been hanging over him for some time. An allegation that he drugged and raped a female classmate in graduate school.
Oh my
And that's
God.
one who he said that it was a false memory.
Ugh.
Like, imagine a woman coming forward about being raped and the guy's like, no, false memory. Sorry. I don't remember it.
You
Like,
don't remember
How
it.
convenient.
I think you have false memories.
Yeah, bitch.
Ugh.
Or for you, it was just another Tuesday, you know? For her, it was like a traumatic event. But yeah, she kind of just lays out all the facts about what happened and how it pretty much sounds like all of these accusations are super credible. And in his apology, I guess, he lamented that like he and other men are presumed to be guilty by the court of public opinion and ruined by emotions that bypass due process.
Well, if we brought facts into this, Neil, men are the number one perpetrators of women.
Yep, exactly. Sounds like a bunch of bullshit.
I hate this.
Mm-hmm. And someone quoted in this article says the intention of these public statements is never to apologize to the victim. It's always to explain to the world why they should be forgiven or why they're in the right.
I hate this.
Yeah. And she says, every male apology is really a mansplanation of misogynistic culture that makes women feel shame for feeling uncomfortable by unwanted sexual behavior, says Toni Van Pelt, the president of the National Organization of Women. Brave women have come forward to tell their truth and the impact their experience has had on their careers and lives. We must believe women. So yeah, sounds like he's not a great guy for really serious sexual assault reasons and also just for being a shitty mansplainer on Twitter.
Yeah.
So a whole range of reasons why he sucks.
I hate all of this.
Right?
Yeah. Fuck.
Yeah. I've never like cared about him as a person, but I have like watched shows where he's hosted before, but I've never like read his tweets or looked into like who he is as an actual human. But
Yeah,
sounds
I don't
like
have
he's
Twitter
the worst.
or X or
Same.
whatever it's called.
I don't care about it.
And now I refuse to because it's called X and I just think that's stupid.
And Elon's the fucking worst.
Yeah. But this is upsetting.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
So sorry to break your hearts, but that's not a man that we should be supporting. And so I think it's good to have that information out there, you know? There are other people in science who deserve a platform over this man. So, yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Sucks. But
I feel
You know?
sad.
I don't feel that sad. I mean, obviously, I feel sad for his victims, but I don't feel that sad. Doesn't surprise me. At this point, I feel like I'm so desensitized to celebrities disappointing you that it's like, shouldn't have put my faith in you in the first place. That's on me.
Yeah, I just feel, I like don't even want to like anybody too much anymore because it's always like, oh, did you hear about this?
Mm-hmm. Same. They'll break your hearts. Only if you let them.
I know. Stop raping people and stop touching kids.
Yeah. Ew.
All
And-
right.
And I guess that would be a message directly to the rapists who I guess would be listening to this podcast, presumably.
You're out
But
there.
For the rest of you
They're
who are
like,
listening.
oh, that's what oh my God.
I shouldn't do that.
All right.
Thank
well,
God.
I've been confused this whole time.
Thank God they said it in the Bagel Bite.
Yeah.
But for the rest of you, I would say stop worshiping celebrities, especially like billionaires. Not that Neil deGrasse Tyson is a billionaire, but like other wealthy people. We got to stop worshiping celebrities. Celebrity culture is crazy and insane, and they get away with so much bullshit.
Mm. You know what's fun, though? Watching someone fall from celebrity.
Mm. That is kind of fun.
That is kind of fun.
When they like really deserve it.
When you're like a Bill Cosby moment.
But even then, it's like they still get comebacks. Like Louis C.K. is still like making comedy, you know? It's like people talk about cancel culture. There really is no cancel culture. If like these people continue to have platforms,
harassing women,
they're not actually being canceled. So
yeah. Well, that's depressing.
Yeah, sorry. But anyways, let's get into those poll results.
So, so a couple weeks ago, I asked a bunch of questions and then, per usual, forgot to post the results.
Classic.
So that's on me. And I thought, maybe I'd have an excuse, but I really don't. It just totally like, slipped my mind. And then all of a sudden, I was like, oh, shoot.
It happens.
But I asked some good questions and I got even better answers. So I wanted to share some with you all today. And the first one I want to talk about are scooped bagels.
Hot topic.
Yeah, because we did get quite animated about scooped bagels.
Yeah, we had a lot of strong opinions.
So if you don't know what a scoop bagel is, it's when someone who's an idiot decides to take out all of like the goodness innards of their bagel and then eat the bagel like that. And apparently for less carbs.
Diet culture brain rot.
Yeah, it's like
is what it is.
I don't know. Unreal. And so I asked, do you eat scooped bagels? 70% said no way. And 30% said what? And I'm really proud that no one said yes.
All right.
Not a single listener who responded.
Hopefully that's genuine and not just because we shamed you out of saying
yes. They're like, I don't know.
I would never admit to that.
Let's talk about muffins.
Please.
So we talked a lot about muffin tops, whole muffins, scones.
Yeah.
And I asked, what did you prefer? 57% said the muffin top, which is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
26% said the whole muffin, which I think I voted on that too. I want a whole muffin. I don't want just the top.
Our stance was the more muffin, the better.
Yeah. So. 4% said the muffin bottom.
What?
Yeah.
You just want the bottom? Fuck 4%.
You. 4%.
That's like one person.
It's probably like one person.
It's a contrarian. It was probably like Colin.
It's probably Peter.
Oh yeah, probably Peter.
I didn't look, but I thought it was really funny. And then 13 said scones, and you're like,
scones?
Why?
I don't know if I'd rather have a scone or just a muffin bottom.
Oh, muffin bottom.
You'd rather have just the muffin bottom? The thing about a scone is it's a better hand food because it doesn't crumble as much because it's so fucking dry.
Better scones because the only scones I've had are garbage. So I think I would rather have nothing than have a scone.
I've had a couple of good scones in my day, but that's about it. And Ian loves scones, and I don't understand them. Were people upset about our hatred of scones? Did you get any?
I didn't get any scone talk.
No scone
hate. But I do want to talk about Australia.
Oh, God.
Because
I knew I offended people.
Yeah. And so I didn't say, like, do you hate Australian food? But you hated Australian food. You said that
I made a bold statement.
You
did. About a whole country.
And yes. And so
Probably shouldn't have said that.
No, you shouldn't have.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people wrote in what they like to eat in Australia.
Hey.
And a lot of those people weren't even Australian.
Hey.
And so
all publicity is good publicity, right?
I think you and I, we need to go back there. We need to figure it out back there. I haven't been there to begin with.
Yeah.
I want to go for the first time. You need to go back there.
I guess so.
We got to try some Australian food.
I'm going to all the wrong places.
Right. Yeah. Because
what'd they say?
So this is what they said.
Sorry, guys.
So Wood Coast Design says meat pies, which I don't think I've ever had a meat pie.
I have had a meat pie. You know what? They're fine. I'm just like not a big, like I'll eat meat like once in a while. Like I eat meat, but I'm not like crazy about it. I prefer sweet. So like a meat pie's fine.
Yeah.
But like doesn't do anything for me.
I think I like meat. If it's in pie form, that's just a win-win for me.
Yeah, I think I'm just not used to the meat pie being a normal food, so I don't really like. It's not my a go-to
I mean,
thought.
if I had my pick of like a dessert pie versus meat pie, I'm picking dessert all the way.
I feel like I get excited about the word pie, and then it has meat in it, so I'm kind of like
chicken
thrown off.
pie is really good too. Right?
Yeah, but even then, I'd rather have just like regular fruit pie.
Right, but
so I think And if there's anything in a pie that's less than a fruit pie, I'm going to feel disappointed because you said pie and I got excited. And now there's meat in it.
That's true. JDJR207, Jesse, said they love beets.
Beets?
Yeah.
Bees?
Beets. Beets. Beets.
Beets.
Beets.
Job's not on board. Beets, like the food that we have here as well, like the vegetable?
Yeah, like the vegetable.
I don't think that's a culture-specific food. I think that's just a general vegetable that you're
I didn't know
naming.
if they like really loved beets more than usual. Like we love potatoes in Maine because we grow lots of potatoes.
I don't recall there being a specific excitement around beets, but I'm also not excited about beets in general as a person. So like I didn't eat Australian beets. So that one's out as well. I like an occasional
pickled beet.
Ugh. My mom loves beets. They're so good for you.
Yeah, they make your urine red.
Do they?
Yeah, if you eat a ton of them.
I would know. I don't eat a ton of beets.
Ricky Roxon said not curry apparently.
Got that right, Ricky. And again, I know I should not be judging curry as a food based on an Australian dining hall.
Yes.
Because dining hall, and also it's not a culture.
Yeah, I don't.
A cultural food.
No.
Of theirs.
I think you have. Yeah.
It was more so that it tainted me from like being able to enjoy curry in any other context.
You're gonna have to retry curry.
I don't want to.
Okay.
I'm not gonna.
Well, then I don't think you're allowed to knock it.
I think I'm allowed to do whatever I want. I got the microphone.
I don't think you're allowed to knock it if you didn't have like real curry. You know,
I've had real curry before, and I don't like
tainted.
It. I don't care. I'll have a tainted opinion.
Well, I don't
come
think
at me, bro.
I don't think you're allowed to knock it if you haven't
allowed to do whatever I want.
I mean, you sure do whatever you want, but I don't agree with it.
I'm doubling down. You know what? I'm doubling down. Australia has the worst food in the world, and I surely won't regret this.
We're not even through. We got to the third one.
Right, what other fucking garbage are you going to tell me I should eat? Peter, fuck you, Peter.
Wrote kangaroo, and the burgers are awesome. And
no,
I bet
they're not. I had kangaroo with Peter because Peter and I studied abroad together.
Well, you also had dirty frog water, so maybe it's the chef and it's not the Australians.
No, I had it in multiple contexts.
You dirty frog water in multiple contexts?
No,
yes,
not
you did because you drank it for a month. And you didn't even know.
It was a weekend.
You didn't even know you were drinking dirty frog water. So I just have to say that maybe your taste buds are a little tainted.
I have very, very sensitive, strong taste buds.
Yeah,
and we
not
all
enough
know
to
this.
taste frogs in your water.
Well, it was covered by tea and ramen.
Oh yeah, I feel like I would have been like, something's wrong with this tea.
You would not, Kristen.
Frog water.
You eat your food before it even touches your tongue. So you would
think I could taste a frog.
I think you would have drank straight frog water and not crushed it. So get off your high horse, first of all. Also, I told the story about how Peter, back in the U.S., brought kangaroo meat somehow. I don't know where he found it.
Did he make a meat candle out of it?
No, but he brought it to my birthday party and everyone thought it was weird. And it was weird.
I remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of just like, hey, here's this weird guy I met studying abroad in Australia. He's here now with kangaroo meat. Don't know where he acquired it in the U.S., but...
Yeah, I think that was the question. Like, did it come from Australia? Is it still good? We had questions.
I will say Tim Tams. Did anyone say Tim Tams? Because I forgot to mention Tim Tams, and I can't believe I left Tim Tams out. So.
Can I just say, Ashley in Fairyland, my favorite response wrote, frog ramen.
Ashley. But yeah, good burn. You got me.
Yeah. It was fantastic.
Yeah.
Brittany Verville wrote the coffee/breakfast. What do they have for breakfast over in Australia? Eggs?
Yeah, just normal breakfast.
Normal breakfast? Apparently it's good in Australia.
It's fine. It's good. It's as good as breakfast can
I'll
be.
Take her word for it. Heaven Sent One said seafood and Victoria bitters. I don't know what that is. What's a Victoria bitter?
It's a beer.
Oh, I don't really like beer.
I don't either. I don't like beer. Yeah, there's a big beer drinking culture over there. There's a big drinking culture in general. Like, holy shit, they drink like crazy there. So do Americans, but like Australia's nuts, at least where I was. But what was the first thing he said?
Seafood.
Yeah, they don't have real lobster. They call their shrimp prawns, and
Barbie.
They're different.
With shrimp on
shrimp, Barbie. They actually don't, from at least the places I was, they like don't eat shrimp that often.
Oh.
And they call them prawns. So like the whole throwing out that shrimp on the Barbie.
What
that's
is
like
that even?
Not even. What?
Where did that even come from?
I don't know. Probably an outback steakhouse commercial.
Oh,
you know?
probably, yeah.
I will say that like after studying abroad in Australia, watching the Outback steakhouse commercials are hilarious because I feel like it's an American doing an Australian accent and it's very obvious. And they always make me laugh.
Slow Down Josephine has a couple things to say.
All right.
She says, first of all, oh my gosh, I have so much to say. Best coffee ever. Well,
Oh, I don't like coffee.
I got to try this coffee because that's the second person who wrote coffee.
You guys are coming at me with a bunch of stuff I don't eat and drink.
Well, I eat and drink a lot of things, so I'm coming. I'm going to eat everything, and then I'm going to make an informed opinion because my taste buds won't be tainted with frogs.
This time mine won't be either, hopefully.
We got to make
Depending. Yeah.
a trip. She also says steak, kangaroo, camel,
No.
and she just ordered some alpaca for Christmas.
Oh.
Ooh.
Interesting.
I gotta
Alright.
ask for some recipes here.
Alpaca recipes?
Mhm. Well, I just just for out of curiosity, like, how are you
Alright.
cooking camel?
Yeah.
Like, you
take
grilling?
your camel. Yeah.
Do you grind it up into like chuck hamburger? You know?
Probably eat it like slab, I would think.
Also, fun fact: hamburger, even though it says ham, it's usually cow, right?
Is
Isn't
that
that
your fun
weird?
fact?
Well, it's not fact, but it just isn't that weird that we call it hamburger,
It
but
is
it's really
weird.
it should be beef burger.
Yeah.
Why?
I think because it originated in Hamburg, Germany.
Oh, wow.
Sorry to come in with the facts.
knowledge.
Sorry to immediately ruin your fun fact.
Well, it wasn't even a fun fact. It was just like it
It's
was
just you
a
kind
thought.
of pondering.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kind of a
I'm maybe camel and alpaca is good. I will say I haven't tried that, and so I'll have an open mind about that. But kangaroo meat, from experience, is not very good. I'm sorry, it's very tough. It's just very
this
gamey.
is a wild game. It's gamey.
I know, and I don't
Like, have you
care
ever
for
tried
it.
moose? It's like
Yeah, I don't care for it. It's not very good. So like,
oh,
it's something unique. I tried it.
yeah.
It just wasn't very good. It's very tough. So
I think I would feel bad about eating a camel.
a camel.
Yeah.
I felt bad about eating a kangaroo. They're so cute, and they got like hands. I don't know. They stand up straight. They're like too close to human. Felt weird. I felt bad. Like the one time I ate rabbit and I almost cried and it wasn't worth it. I'm like, I shouldn't have ordered this. Went against my principles.
Do you eat veal?
No, never.
Oh.
I would never eat veal. I'm adamantly against it. I think it's horrible,
It's horrible.
but very good. I've never tried it.
I tried it once. It was like the best thing I've ever ate. And then someone told me what it was. And I was like, oh, no.
No, I'm not interested in that. Same with
Oh,
foie gras.
no.
Foie gras, not interested.
No, thank you.
No. I
That
feel
one
like-
at least sounds gross.
Yeah, it's bad enough that we're like killing the animals. We don't
Yeah.
need to like torture them on
Yeah.
top of it.
Chain them down.
You know?
I Whiffler wrote Vegemite meat.
Ugh, Vegemite is disgusting.
What is it?
It's like
Is it like jelly?
no, it is extremely salty.
Oh,
It's like yeast. It's made out of like yeast.
why?
I don't know. It's like it's very dark brown. And
Yeah,
you're
I know-
supposed to put like a tiny little bit on
Yeah.
toast along with like butter or jam. It tastes like licking the ocean. It's like,
Ugh.
but worse. It's so. Once again, I'm digging myself deeper and
Yeah,
deeper in a
really
hole.
are.
But like
Yeah, you're
Vegemite,
gonna-
out of all the things you're going to defend yourselves with, is Vegemite, kangaroo meat. Like, come on, guys. I was hoping for like, oh, you never tried this, and it's actually
the
very
chicken
good.
parmies, the coffee, eggs Benedict. Also, Slow Down Josephine said eggs Benedict, which
Mm.
that coincides with someone saying, Brittany Verville saying coffee breakfast. So I
right.
think we got to go there for breakfast.
All right,
Brunch every day.
go for brunch and then turn right back around.
And then Bianca Bastoni.
Bianca.
Bianca. She says anything from a good restaurant in Melbourne and Fairy Bread.
Fairy bread. Yeah, I was on board for fairy bread. They have good treats. I will give Australia credit.
Treats.
I like their treats. I love the fairy bread. That's a great invention. I've made it here myself because I'm like, that's a great idea. Like I said, Tim Tams, best cookies in the world.
I do
Fucking
like a
send
good
me
Tim
all your
Tam.
Tim Tams, please. They have good candies. They've got like lots of weird treats and candies, and that's always fun to like have different candies. And they got really good gelato. They're all about the gelato there. And I like that.
I like a good gelato.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like a good
That's
gelato.
good. A lot of custard.
They got lots of custard. They're all about
Mm.
custard, all about gelato.
nice.
So I will say they got treats. they're good at the alcohol because they like to drink. So good drinks
They
there.
got wine.
Yeah. So I'm not going to totally write you off, Australia. And I'm sorry I didn't give you enough credit. But like, to my credit, a lot of the things you guys listed were things that I have tried and they were bad. Or they're things that are just like general foods like beets, you know? Like I don't think a country can really like have really good beets. It's like it grows in the dirt and then there's your beet, you know?
Well, yeah, but you can say that about wine, you know? There's all those
Yeah, but it's
groups.
all about the process. It's all about like how it's made.
Yeah, but also it's about the dirt and where the sun is and what kind of dirt. I think
I don't know.
maybe they got great beets. I mean, their soil's different from our soil, so maybe they have superior beet-making soil. I don't know.
Maybe, I guess.
I
Tell
don't
me
know
about your
much.
beets.
Yeah, I
They
don't
got
know
good
much
fruits.
about.
Fruits there. They got good fruits.
Well,
Lots of passion fruits.
oh,
They got great passion fruits.
So they got
pick
good
'em
food
up-
there.
pick 'em off the tree.
I think you had a weird experience.
It's
tainted by a frog.
That's a good way to summarize it. It's mostly like the main courses and the savory food that I guess I have a problem with. And like none of that convinced me to change my mind. I'm sorry. It made me double down and that I was like,
I would like
I
to
was
try.
regretting it for a minute when you said you got a lot of feedback. But you know what? After those answers, I'm right. And I stand by it.
You've convinced me. I would like to try some Australian food.
Cool. $2,000 flight.
Yep.
16 hours in the air. It's
I'm
worth
ready.
it. Let's go.
Let's go.
Boom.
I got one more,
Okay. Then we got to wrap this thing
and
down.
then we got to wrap it up. The last thing I asked was, what would be your first words if you stepped on the moon? You also had quite a few responses.
Good. I want to hear these.
All right. A lot of swearing in these ones, so just a
Ooh.
warning. Wood Coast Designs goes, ooh, that's good. I think it's really funny.
I like that one.
Yeah.
Like, is that in reference to like the texture of the moon?
I don't know. We got to ask
Like,
them.
yeah, I want to know like what tone it said in like, ooh, that's
Ooh,
good.
Like, maybe it's like, it was like hot in the little
the ship.
in the ship, and then you get out to the cold moon. I'm guessing it's cold out there.
It's freezing out
right?
there.
There's no heat.
Yeah.
Jesse JDJR207 says, fuck.
That's a good one. Like,
it's a good one.
like who could have foreseen this?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck.
Fuck.
Or is it like you're looking around and you're like, fuck. You
Oh,
know?
yeah,
like
yeah,
taking in
yeah.
the scene.
Well, she didn't leave any exclamation, so I think it's up for interpretation.
Okay. All right.
Could be fuck, like,
dealer's choice.
or fuck.
Fuck. Yeah. All right.
Ricky Roxanne says, I declare bankruptcy.
Love it. Michael Scott quote.
Little Lean says, oh, fuck, shit, sorry. I'm okay, because I did 100% miss a step and catch my suit on the door and fall out. Fire emoji.
Can you imagine tumbling out? You're supposed
instead
to
of...
you first man tumbling on the moon.
yeah. One small tumble for man.
For a man.
For a man. Except it's actually quite a large tumble and I've hurt my back.
Yeah, that's one large tumble for a woman, one bigger tumble for mankind.
Camilla Giovanna says, oh shit.
Good one. Good one.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
H. Yoder Picks says, I'm on the moon to the tune of a boat by the Lonely Island. Which is nice.
That is nice. Yeah, would you have like the music playing? You bring a little boom box, maybe?
The boom, you'd have to get like a cassette boom box or something because the radio's not going to play there.
Yeah.
I can't imagine you're like streaming Spotify.
No, you're not going to have service, but you're going to
You can get a
cassette
cassette.
player. Yeah. Plus, it was like the 60s. So they'd have a cassette anyways.
Yeah.
8-track.
Oh, yeah. They probably have an 8-track.
Yeah.
Cassettes didn't come till like the 80s.
I
Right?
don't know.
Late 70s. Matilda says, let's get the fuck out of this bowling alley.
I like that one.
Yeah.
What is that? What's it called? The dude abides.
Big Lebowski.
Big Lebowski. I feel like, I don't know if that's a Big Lebowski reference, but I feel like it is.
I feel it in my heart, but I've never seen
Feels
the movie.
right.
Feels
You've never
good.
seen it?
No.
Oh my God. It's like Ian's favorite movie.
Oh, we gotta watch it.
I've watched it a million times. You and Ian can watch it together. So I don't care.
Heaven Sent One said, this is for all the teachers who said I would amount to nothing.
That's a good
Which,
one.
knowing that person, I think there's a lot of teachers.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Whiffler says, cheesy grommet. Great. If you gotta say something, why not?
Yeah. Wallace
Yeah.
and Gromit reference. I like it.
And then Bianca Bastoni says, fark. Like fuck, but
Yeah.
arc.
Yeah.
I'm actually on the moon.
Yeah. I like that. Like,
Yeah.
like you're surprised. Like, Oh, fuck, I'm here.
And then I have another one, but I'll save it for a different bagel bite.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Another poll question?
Yeah, because I asked so many.
Yeah, you got a lot of good ones.
I got a lot of good ones. Because this one, I feel like we're going to argue about.
Oh, God. All right.
Yeah.
Let's save it for next bagel
We'll
bite.
save it for the next one. But
Okay.
I appreciate everybody responding. I'm sorry I didn't post them.
Yeah, thanks for writing in.
Yeah, thanks for writing in. Thanks for responding. I always laugh at them. Even if I don't like send something back to you, I'm always laughing.
Yeah.
You guys are funny guys.
Yeah, we enjoy all your responses.
Thanks for responding for the polls. Thanks for writing in. Thanks for listening. Thanks for, if you're a Patreon member, thanks for that. Really appreciate.
Thank you for being a friend.
Yeah. We're on Patreon. We're on a website called weirsoffeather.com. You can go there. You can get some merch. We're going to have hopefully some new horse train meat cute stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe a Chef Santa stuff just in time for after the holidays.
Yep. Right on
schedule. And
that's it. We really got to get out of here. This is a long-ass bagel bite.
Per usual.
Yep. All right.
All right.